Hey guys, it's Austin here with another tutorial, and in this one we're going to be doing some basic smudging stuff. So we got to find a good render. This one, it's alright for an example. But what you want to do is you want to duplicate your render and hide the lower one. Then you want to take this and resize it to, I don't know, something that'll fit in your dimensions pretty well. I don't know how well this will turn out because I'm just kind of going as I make this, so hopefully it doesn't turn out too bad. I don't know, we'll just call that good. Alright, so then you want to hide that and just, I don't know, name it render. And then you want to take this one, ooh, wrong thing. You want to take this one and you want to move it around to a part that has a lot of color in it that will match your main focal point. So we have a bit of purple, and we have her skin and a bit of this brown stuff. So let's use right here. Then you want to go to your smudge tool, obviously, and I'm gonna be using my own brushes that I'll put in the description box or whatever. But we'll use this one. Basically, what you want to, that's not the smudge tool. Just a minute. Okay. Basically, what you want to do is duplicate again. Hide the bottom one. You just want to smudge with the flow of your render, kind of, or your focal, whatever. But it won't be too important since, as you can see, it's kind of a grungier feel to it. It gives it texture, and it doesn't really, I don't know, follow a straight line or whatever. But the key here is not to smudge over, or try not to smudge over what you've already smudged, unless it wasn't smudged well enough. This, for the most part, is alright, but I'm just going to touch up right there and right here, and get it to a smaller brush size, and right here. Maybe a bit right here. But the reason you don't want to smudge over what you've already smudged is because it loses its texture. And to show you, I guess I'll I don't know, it just becomes really bland and boring as compared to over here, where it's kind of rougher and it has an edgier feel to it. So yeah, and then you just want to take it, when you go to, what the fuck, just kidding, wrong layer. When you go to forgot what I was gonna say. When you go to smudge your focal, it doesn't have to be as big as this, but I just left it the normal size. Maybe we'll do a little bit of that. Alright, so you just want to smudge again. This is actually how I do most of my smudges, and I don't understand why, but people always complain that it isn't smudges. So if I'm in a battle against someone, they'll try and tell me that my entry isn't a smudge tag, and I'm just dude, look at it. It clearly is. But that's I'll fix the top, just a minute. Alright, so that's looking pretty alright. Yeah. So, then we want to unhide our render. And the colors fit pretty well, but they're not, perfect. But we'll fix that with photo filters and gradient maps later. So, if you want to add text, I would suggest adding it now. That way it'll, like, if you put your text under your adjustment layers, sometimes it'll make it like go more with the signature, but sometimes it could really ruin your text. So I'm gonna put a few effects in here. I had to disconnect my hard drive, which I keep all my resources on to make this video, so I could plug my headphones in. So I already like prearranged my resources. This I really like this C4D, not gonna lie. Like, I use it in most of my signatures, and I don't even know if it's considered a C4D, but whatever, it's awesome. I love it. I use it all the time. Shrink it a bit. Alright, how about that? I don't know, I guess I'll go over blending a bit too while I'm at it. If you get something that isn't, like, the color doesn't match, what you want to do is you want to make a new layer. You want to pick out a color that like matches your background kind of, and then you want to fill it, create a clipping mask onto the thing that doesn't match, and play around with the blending modes. I usually either use like lighten, overlay, sometimes soft light depending on the color, or I just use normal and lower the opacity. But I'm really liking this color, so we'll use that. And I feel like my render is a bit small, but hopefully you guys can understand that I did this like just off the top of my head. No real work went into it. Wow, no. That color goes well with it, but it goes too well. I don't like making them all the same color, but I guess whatever works. Alright, so we have that effect in. Effects aren't necessary, I guess you could say, but they really they add a lot to your signature. Without effects, you can have the most boring signature ever, and like a lot of times you don't want to go like super overdoing your effects, because then it'll just feel spamish and look horrible. But a lot of times you can't tell all the effects that went into it on a well-made signature, or at least so I think. Maybe we'll take a bit of gold-ish color, lighten it a bit. I really don't like working with like real C4Ds like this, because I feel like when I color it, you can never get the right tone, and it bothers me. Whatever. I'll delete that. My signature will be slightly boring, because I don't want to mess with it and make this a 20 billion minute long video. I was going to say 20-minute long video, but I really don't know how long it's going to be, so. And then sometimes I just put stuff like that in to help blend, like just bring it, or not blend, add depth, kind of. But things like this, I haven't quite mastered the use of, I guess you could say. Good enough. just... Oh, excuse me. Alright, so we'll do that, and then we will add some clipping masks, because everyone likes clipping masks. If I can find my splatter brushes. Alright. A lot of people don't know how to do this, so I guess I'll just go over it. What you want to do is you want to get a brush, preferably like a splatter or something close to that. And I always set my color on black or white, whichever like is the opposite of what my signature color is, like the main color. And you just brush onto it. Mine's being really, I don't know, it doesn't come out very bright. Oh, probably because it's under that, yeah. But you just do that a few times. I like to do it mostly around the render, but I'll do some, like, I won't do a lot, but I'll do some just in the background to give it a cool-ish effect. God, there's some I really like, but I don't know where they went. We'll just use this. And then you want to create a new layer above it, hide the layer that you just brushed on, apply image, reshow this layer, create clipping mask, and you just want to take your mouse, or not, I guess you could take your mouse if you wanted, but you just take your arrow keys if you wanted, and you just moved the applied image around, because like at first it was kind of difficult for me to see, but if you like rapidly click, you can see where all the little clipping masks were. And if you've watched my speed arts or like been on Skype with me when I'm making a signature, that's why I do it. I like to compare the before and after, I guess you could say. And then I take some and I put it around the render behind it as well, just so it doesn't look so weird. Oh, just kidding, delete that. New layer, hide, layer. I don't know if everyone hides their layer when they apply image, but I do, because I just, oh, forgot to make a clipping mask, holy heck. I just feel like if I don't, I'll have random black spots all over. But as you can see here, you can tell the difference. My signature's a bit empty, but I don't have my resources on me, so I can't do anything about it. So, I guess we'll just move on to adjustments. Blur, blur, blur. Ah, shit. Image, apply image. I always keep like a base copy of my applied image. That way if I erase it... What the fudge? God. Okay. That way if I like erase it, I don't know, it just makes it more convenient in my opinion. Except for when you end up with 20 billion applied images and have to go back and fix something on like the first layer. And that's a pain, but whatever. And as you can see, it blurs the background a bit, and it's a bit more than I would like, because I really want to show that like grungy feel. So I'll lower the opacity a bit. Image, apply image, filter, sharpen, and erase. Okay, good enough. Lower the opacity a bit so that it's not too sharpened. And maybe like 50. Alright. Okay. Now my favorite part, like, not even gonna lie, I really love adjustment layers. I think I'm gonna... maybe I'll bring it up in lightness a bit. Bring the contrast up. As you can see, it gives it a bit more of a finished feel, I guess you could say. Levels took me a while to figure out, but basically this bar, you just slide it, and it adjusts the black, or like not the black, but like the shadows, I guess you could say. This white bar affects the highlights, or whatever you call it, and this affects like the midtones. It's like a fine adjustment thing, as you can see. And I really like levels because it just, I don't know how to explain it. I will always have this strange relationship with levels. I used to really like curves too, but then I found levels. And yeah. Layer, new adjustment layer. I don't know if everyone puts this much adjustment layers, but I really love adjustment layers. I really think that they like bring out the best in your signature, but that might just be me. I didn't mean to click on that one. Layer, new adjustment layer. We'll give it like a good enough. New adjustment layer. Alright, and then I guess I'll do some lighting. I originally wasn't going to, because I figured it's just a video to explain how to do this smudge style, but now that it's already like 20 billion minutes long, might as well. Burn a few places because I also really like the burn tool. I love how you can see the outline to the burn right here, but it works because it kind of blends in with the little circle effects we got going on the background. Then also, if you haven't caught on to this, if you take the burn tool and like burn the edges a bit, not the edge that the light is coming from though, it will let me apply image because I want to lower the opacity on that one. it'll like draw the attention more into the middle, if you can see the difference there. But yeah, not the best signature, but I mean, I'm pretty proud of the background. Like I really like that smudge style, not gonna lie. Um but hopefully you learned something, and if you follow this and like, I don't know, make one like this, it'd be awesome if you could like leave a link in the comments to help me realize that people actually watch this. But yeah, that's basically it. Time to go play some League of Legends now, so see you.